All right, so this is the main video of tonight. I think this might be an interesting video. So let's check it out.
Welcome to the very first TPB Draft 2025. I'm your host, Lene Vani, and with the NBA draft looming, I figured now's a good time as any to ask, why do all these black athletes end up with white women? It's a question that has community-wide implications, with interracial dating serving as the crux of these huge waste of time gender wars online. Well, somebody's got to have the conversation. In today's episode, we will explore all sides of this debate and even widen the scope because, as we know, it is not just a sports war phenomenon. So get ready to lock in with the Dream Team right here today on The People's Brief. These starting players and I are tackling a big one, and I have the pleasure of introducing our first round draft picks for tonight's conversation. Pick number 1 is no stranger to the sports world, a former collegiate D1 basketball star.
Exactly. I honestly believe this is the thing. A lot of women sound insecure with this. It's like
herself turned storied sports journalist and TV producer for Essence's Black Women in Sports. She's the one and only Cherie Nicole. Pick number 2 certainly ain't nobody to play with. Ready to go toe-to-toe on any topic on his famed and notorious Grits and Eds podcast. Let's get ready to shake the table with he who shall hold them accountable, Deontay Kyle.
also, I may want to check this guy's his podcast, see if I can react to it, because he says some things that might, be worth reacting to. So I think it'll be interesting. Yes, that dude, it is. That's why he is a simp. He is a simp. He's a race baiter. He is like an absolute dick. And I really don't like a lot of shit he says. But, I think it might be worth to react to. So if you guys do, if you guys would love, some reaction videos with him, I'm down for it.
And last but certainly never least, the last pick don't need no introduction because it's me. Multi-hyphenate talent and your most gracious and humble host, it's your girl, Lene Vani.
This, this right there can show you why, a little tidbit of why, in my honest opinion, high-level black men, right, high-value black men or athletes, right, wealthy black men aren't into black women. Not in general. I mean, I think a lot of them do. Oh, big bars. Bro, you are going before me, right? Ego. I believe out of all races, okay, black women have the biggest ego. It is not feminine. It's not a feminine, ladylike nature to be so egotistical, right? So why would a black man who is on his way up want to marry an egotistical woman? Yes. I mean, of course. I mean, I said this. Of course, black women are madly attractive. Black women are attractive. That's not the problem. Looks are not the problem. Looks have never been the problem. It is personality. We'll probably talk about that. But white women, they know how to bend the knee. They know how to be feminine, especially for a man that's on his way up. Right? This is why Asian women, white women, other women, they don't mind putting their ego in the back seat. Okay? They don't mind putting the ego in the back seat. They don't mind propping up the man because he's on his way up. So those other women will put their back, they will throw away their ego if it means locking down this lottery ticket. Yet black women cannot do that. They won't do that. They're out of all races, they are the epitome of strong, independent, I don't need no man. Always the ego. Always thinking you're the prize. And this is the thing. That is the problem where white women, Asian women, all these things, if they have the right man, right? If they found the right man, they are gladly make him the prize. They gladly make it like he's the prize.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Without further ado, your TPB Draft 2025. I did all that off the cuff. That was good. Yeah. Now, this is the TPB Draft, but the conversation can't be all about the men, because after all, the draft night is a big night for the women involved too. The coaches are looking for their best shooter, and so are we. Let me set the scene. Since there has been a fine 6'something man willing to shoot, dribble, pass, steal, or kick a ball, there's always been a line of women behind him ready to cash that check. Yeah. And I mean cash as in cash in on their love for that man. But what we've seen over the years is that these successful black athletes have a certain affinity for blonde hair and blue eyes that we often criticize for various understandable reasons. However, and I won't say I'm gonna play devil's advocate because the enemy can't get a damn thing from me. But I will say that there are some nuances that might add some context to the conversation around successful black athletes dating white women.
That's exactly, Plum said it, all right? The black athletes with black wives met those black women well before the draft. I know for, same with white women, okay? Same with all of these women. The men that are like single now are different. The men that are in relationships, that are in marriages, they met these women before the come up, right? Before the wealth, before the fame, before the contract. These women built with these men. These women stayed with these men. These women, okay, were the ride or dies. So guess what? They stick with, it's not because of race. It's not because black men want white women. No, these black men, these athletes, they saw these women stick with these men during the rough times when he was a nobody, when he was high school, college, right? These women roughed it. So these men pretty much rewarded these women with the ring. That's how it was. So really, it's like this absolute race baiting. Oh, these black wealthy men like no, not that they like white women. They like women that was there for them, right? They like women that, you know what, wasn't egotistical. They didn't make everything about them. These women made these men their world. These women were there with these men during the high school years, during the college years.
With that being said, welcome to our...
Damn, right? I didn't know that. Chris Goodwin from the Bronconeers met his wife in 8th grade. That is the thing. And this is the problem with a lot of women, in particular, black women. You don't want to build with these men. You don't want to build with these men. You don't want to suffer with these men. So guess what? Well, the white women may do, or the Asian women, or women of other races may want to. They see potentials in these men. They took the chance. That is the gamble that a lot of women, you know, may have to take. If you see potential, you go for it, right? It's a risk. It's a risk that a lot of women will have to take. A lot of these white women took those risks. They took those risks and they got with these men.
Our own draft, ladies, the 2025 BEG Draft. That's right, the Blue-Eyed Girlfriend Draft, consisting of generic black athlete and all the women fighting to become his blue-eyed girlfriend. And though not blue-eyed themselves, black women actually participate in this draft as well, whether they know it or not. So let's break down some of the factors that lead our future sports stars right on into their Caucasian happily ever after. So here we have them, ladies, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, coming in all colors, shapes, and sizes, but for the purposes of this argument, let's zero in on the black ones and the white ones. These young women come into college, and as tradition would have it, the men swarm. But what is it that takes a girl from dating the cafeteria dish boy to dating the most promising recruit of the season? Let's find out. First of all, black women are the most educated racial gender group in terms of college degree attainment. They hold a larger share of bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and doctorates than any other race gender group in the United States. So as one would have it, when they get to college, it's clear that they mean business. Therefore, school choice within itself can be a deterrent from the start. That D1 university may have the coin, but doesn't have the degree program they're looking for. Are they giving out scholarships for their field of study? Then premier HBCUs, on the other hand, got a reputation, high academic standards, legacy, cultural values, acceleration programs geared for black women, and not to mention a little something nice to look at on campus that's probably on the same type of time as you. Wait.
Exactly. I wanted to say that too. That is a lie. The stat that black women have the most degrees out of they're the most educated out of all racial groups, that's a lie. They have, they are more educated than any other black women in history, but they're not above other women. I think white women would be above that. Like Prime said, this is why I love my chat. My chat is fucking smart.
HBCUs have sports programs too. Are they good ones? I didn't think so. The black men at HBCUs are far more likely to be focused on academics and careers outside of the sports industry. So moving on. Whatever the case is, the choice to stick to their skin folk already knocks a few black women off the board. On the other hand, you have our prospective NBA draft pick, who, if he's an NBA draft pick, likely chose this life a long time ago. Because ball is life. He's tall, dark, and handsome, and unlike the black women in the first bracket, that D1 university has everything that he needs. By his junior year of high school, his coach was already breeding him to be the top player at his state school, so while he may miss out on the swag surfing and pretending to know all the words to dreams and nightmares at some random block party on the quad on a Wednesday night, he sleeps good, knowing those checks are always gonna clear. Next up for my ladies still in the running, there's the question of what exactly everybody came to college for.
So, I mean, let's go off of what she just said the first time. School choice, college choice. Okay. That shows you that, men don't choose white women because of race. They chose them proximity. That's another thing that a lot of women don't understand. Proximity. These women were around. Black women weren't looking for these men. Black women aren't around. Proximity. Meek Mill.
Yes, everyone is ultimately here for an education, please. But to make it to the top of the BEG draft, you have to be focused on your man too. According to TikTok, many young white women are groomed to prioritize getting that ring before spring when they go to school. On the other hand, some of the black women left have bigger fish to fry due to several socioeconomic factors, due to, racism. They're at college for...
So, black women don't prioritize finding a man because of racism. No accountability. Black women don't prioritize finding a man because of racism. But hey, you don't hear because of racism black women aren't having sex in college, right? You don't hear that. I don't hear that. Because I'm pretty sure black women aren't virgins or sexless during college because of racism. But because of racism, black women don't try to find husbands during college. Insanity in that. Okay, this is a thing where, I love this. All right. Afrodane, right? Stupid Asian. Black men hunt white women and white LGBT. Okay, they are illegal drug money to obtain sexual access to white women. Okay, sex tourism. Why a Asian yellow man worry about black love unless you are a black male worshiper? You Asian men fetishizing us. Yeah, Asian women don't date Asian men. Sorry. This is the thing. You don't argue nothing. You just want to push hate. That's the thing. Argue the thing what I said. Right? You think black men are going after white women because of you made no sense. Why? So really, look at that. More despairing things, more insult. This is this, and then you wonder why, right? Black men or other men are not desiring black women. Because here's the thing. You saying Asian men are least desirable. Guess what? So is black women. Right? For dating, so is black women. So really, you're so amazing. It's like, really. And guess why? Because of that attitude. Right? Because of that ego. Because of that, that is why black women are the least desirable race. That is why. right? Not because of anything else. Because I said this before, black women are beautiful. It's because of their personality. And here's a woman. Thank you for stopping by to show you what I mean. Personality is what's a deterrent for black men. Black women have this kind of personality. Absolutely egotistical, absolutely disgusting in personality. Great. It don't matter if you're gay. You just proved your personality. That is the problem. It's not about your sexuality. It's your personality. And you show no difference.
Upward mobility to carry grandma and them bills on their back when they get out. A man would be nice, but a check would be better. So that knocks a few black women off the board as well. Meanwhile, I see our star athlete is cruising right along because for him, he's already accepted the fact that he's going to be.
And she just said it. A man would be nice, but a check is better. I.e., I care more about the money than I do the man. So besides attitude, right? Besides personality, which already have a woman in our chat, shows you the personality that what disgusts men, or what's unattractive with what men find unattractive, the personality, and also the mindset. You care more about the money than you do about the man.
Carrying his family on his back.
Yo, George, thank you for stopping by, my brother. Thank you.
Was conditioned into that mindset long ago, except for he's a man, so that's okay. So unlike the black women who may be stressed and pressed trying to make a bag and bring it back home, he's been getting called the man nonstop since he even got recruited. So yeah, he hasn't even noticed the black girls dropping out of his dating pool. But that might not even matter for the black girls that we have left, because now that you've even made it into the same dating pool as him, you now have to be prepared for what it's like to date an athlete. Because while the black girl's trying to play for his heart like Sinai.
Oh, why don't you stay? I mean, I love the haters. I love the haters, all right? I don't mind you stay, so you don't have to say goodbye.
He might just be trying to play them for their services. He has away games. He's sore. He needs help with homework in the class he's only been to once this semester. Why? Because basketball comes first. And he needs a woman who is willing to take care of all of that for his sake. Now, you just heard me say that the black women left are there for better opportunities in the future. How can they focus on being a fairy god girlfriend if they have their own lives to focus on as well? And it's not just about focus, it's also about proximity. What are these women doing outside of class? What are they into? Likely diving into those extracurriculars that are going to propel them forward in their respective goals. SGA, honor society, intern programs, maybe even a dual degree program. Sororities even. But we all know that process and the priorities for black sororities are a whole lot different than the white ones. And the networks from the black ones have much farther and weightier reach in the professional world. Well, I guess I wouldn't know. I'm a GDI. But what I do know is that it takes a whole lot of those black ladies' time, sometimes a whole semester. Meanwhile, Lily and Emily done found a home for their extra time as team managers and interning with the sports massage therapist and are now on the road.
Okay. No hairline. This is a hairline. I don't know what you're talking about. But I love the haters. Continue to hate.
With the team.
This is the thing where I do love the haters because it just shows you that I'm triggering them. I don't mind that.
And this isn't to say that white women don't potentially face the same obstacles as black women, but things work a little differently when society doesn't require you to grow up at a much faster rate than the other kids your age. And when you're not sitting on a trust fund or any measure of accumulated wealth, but I digress. The point is, we see who's made it to the end of the BEG season 2025 draft. And, of course, for better or for worse, our star athlete was always destined to be waiting for her at the top. So our guy has chosen to take his girlfriend and her blue eye.
So, another thing, here's a black woman saying, essentially, not because of race, because of personality, attitude. She just said, black women care more about themselves than they do about men. No duh. No duh. They care about themselves more than they do about finding a man. Okay, cool. That is your prerogative. That is your freedom to do. But guess what? Other women don't. Other women put a focus on finding a man. Okay? And this is the thing where, you get more disgusting personalities. You can see in the chat.
Into sports stardom. They fell in love, and she just happened to be white. And that's your prerogative, king, or generic black athlete. But the only thing I'll give you is that the circumstances play just as important a role here as do your preferences. On top of whiteness being the standard for beauty and the misogynoir that paints black women as undesirable, there are real, damaging implications behind black athletes who
The dude in the chat is a weirdo. I admit. The dude is a big ass weirdo. But hey, it is what it is. Plenty of I've said this, right? Having a haters shows you that you are doing something. So I don't mind haters. I definitely don't mind the haters.
Actively seek out anything but a black woman and are vocal about that. Because the average Joes who will never have the chance at your type of talent, stardom, or proximity to whiteness will do their best to emulate your success in any way they can, even if it's just having a white woman, and punching down on black women in the process because they have no other real way to verbalize their choice.
I love it when a gay man, that's a gay man, wants to insult me and call me a weirdo. You're a gay man. You're the epitome of weird.
Other than the fact that they want to be just like you. Now, will this new couple survive once our star athlete finally makes it into the big leagues? Will he be tokenizing?
And this is the thing where a gay man exactly show you. They are adopting the negative traits of women because of their really disgusting mindset. So no doubt that these gay men are the epitome of just being weirdos.
Fetishized to the point of no return. Will he use his proximity to whiteness to try to get him out of trouble over and over again when the police come knocking?
It's funny. I'm pretty sure more gay men are pedos than straight men.
Who knows? I mean, we absolutely do know, but for the sake of the bit, who knows?
Yes, I agree. Gay men and black women always team up against black men too. 100% agree. Because this is the thing, it's their mentality. They have very toxic mentality. So of course they are going to team up because they are very similar in nature.
Nevertheless, until next year, this has been our 2025 BEG Draft. My name is Lene Vini, and don't you move because we've got more after this break. Well, y'all, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited to sit here with you two specifically to have this conversation because this conversation can go in so many ways. So before we get started, just give me a lay of the land. I guess, maybe not what's your introduction, but what's your experience with the conversation about black athletes ending up with white women or black men who prefer white women at large?
I would honestly say mine is frustration.
Okay.
Because I think the conversation needs to go in a different direction.
Okay.
I think we're lacking the communicative skills to be able to even have a conversation that's edifying, that gets us to the other side of being frustrated. It is something that's a real thing and I can acknowledge that. Yeah. But even as a black woman, a former athlete that went to a PWI, a single black woman, I have my feelings. I love black men, I prefer them as well. So it's almost like sometimes I feel like, man, they got another one of them. But at the same time, it's like, love is love, and there's so much. This is a convoluted issue. So for me, I'm just excited to dive in it with you guys, and hopefully people that watch will understand. It's not just as black and white, no pun intended, as it may come across.
And before we get to talking more about preference and I guess what we find appealing or attractive, I want to speak a little bit to what you said about these people don't really understand me and I don't understand them. I think for me specifically, when I think about my choice and who I want to end up with, I want to be with somebody I don't got to explain nothing.
Yeah, I need my plight understood,
and unfortunately,
for sure.
No offense, Deontay, I'm gonna have to explain certain things to a man.
That's
it's something
right.
you're not gonna get,
absolutely
boo.
right.
But a white one, for me, absolutely not.
Yeah, because it's two factors now. It's also too, it's I remember I was talking to this white girl one time. Cause she had red hair. I thought that was I was like, whoa. You feel me? This is crazy, you feel me? But it's I had brought her to my neighborhood and the way we was talking and communicating, she was like, what does this mean? What does it mean? I was like, this is getting
I don't think a gay man is telling me what a man is. It's really funny.
I'm not trying to translate. Just kick shut up. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Cause I'm thinking, but this how you think, cause it's you watch this and it's yo, Shawty got red hair, you see what I'm doing out here,
Okay.
But the translation part, it was just oh, I really don't get these people. And then when I went to her house, it was How are you? It's like, what, you wasn't expecting me? But nah, they wasn't expecting me. So it's like, oh yeah, something, these dynamics is
And now
off.
your safety.
Yeah,
is something that's on
I
your
feel
mind.
like
Yeah.
too uncomfortable to the point where it's like, yeah, go up and go in the room, and it's like, go in the room.
No, I ain't going no room.
One room is.
Yeah, I was like, man, you know, my dad, he really gonna trip. I'm gonna go and get up out of here because I don't feel comfortable over here.
Okay.
So it's like, but you remember stuff like that. Even, and as a boy, it's like, when they daddy be looking at you weird, it's like, let me get up out of here. If I had to call my dad. You feel me?
We don't want your dad to show
Oh,
up.
God.
Okay, and what about you, Cherie?
This is a tough one, guys, because Lene, I'm with you on that.
Okay.
As a black woman, I really don't believe wholeheartedly that any man other than a black man can truly connect with me in the way that you
Connect is the
described.
word.
Right.
Yeah.
On the other side of that, I have to also own the fact that there are frustrations that I have with a sect of black men in this generation when it comes to partnering, when it comes to potentially being a husband or even a viable boyfriend that has now put me in a position where, even though I really don't want to be open to dating men outside my race, I don't want to do it. Let me
Yeah,
be
we're gonna
very
get
clear.
there.
It's not what I want.
It makes sense.
there.
But it's something that at almost 39 years old, still desiring a family in that life, I may have to be open to.
Yeah.
So I haven't had any experience.
At 39, you are a big red flag. At 39. This is the thing where there are more, I believe that there are more black men that don't have kids than there are black men that do. So there are plenty of black men that, you know, you can make family with. The issue is who you choose, who you are attracted to. This is the thing where it don't even change anything if women, let's say, decide to open their options to other races. Because honestly, I've seen it a lot where even if a woman open themselves up to other races, their standards still affect who they choose. So if they're constantly choosing shitty black men, guess what? Even if they open up their options to other races, they're going to still choose shitty white men, shitty, I don't know, other races of men. I've seen that before. Plus, here's the thing where I think it's also funny, where when women, particularly black women, they open up their options to other races, usually they go for, if they do find success, they go for totally different men. Usually maybe men that are more, men that are not necessarily conventionally attractive, or not men that are conventionally typically masculine. I've had some videos of that where women just really go for really average looking men. And yet there are average looking men, there are average men in the black community. You just don't choose them. You're just not attracted to them, which is, maybe it's how black women view black men. They want black men in a certain type of view. So if they go for men of other races, they don't carry the stigma, that viewpoint to other races.
Experiences necessarily with being in the proximity that you mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, Prime, you're right. They choose poorly regardless of race. It's either they choose poorly regardless of race, or they choose completely different from all the other men they've chosen, which is, you could have done that with black men as well. It's just somehow black women in particular, just choose not to do that.
With white males when it comes to dating. Now I will say, growing up, my cousin used to always, tease me that I would end up with a white man, and it would make me so mad. It would really upset me. Like, why would you say that? Like, am I not good enough to be with a black man? But that, outside of that comment, no.
We don't have an issue with what you like.
Right? We don't. I don't.
One of our issues, particularly for straight black women, is that there's not a lot.
Sounds like you do. It really does. I mean, when you constantly think about race, you constantly talk about race, sounds like you obviously have a problem with it. I mean, just like the gay man in our comment section, he has a problem with it, right? He has a problem with it. He's triggered because you wouldn't have such a vitriol, right, point of view, vitriol attitude if you weren't triggered by it.
lot of y'all to choose
Right.
from.
I almost ran up.
I
out of
hate
here.
to say it, and I hope it don't sound
I almost
ridiculous,
ran out
but
of
the
here.
numbers quite literally don't lie.
Right.
And then the way things are also set up, Black women being one of the most educated groups, it is difficult for us to find counterparts.
Right.
And the counterparts we do have, they got their pick of the litter.
Yes, they do.
And now we already have to compete with one another in a way that is, unfortunately, it makes it difficult to be community oriented when we,
Yes.
because of scarcity mindset. But then when we see you turning the other way and you do it because, and your answer is always because, and I'm not talking about everybody, but for those
Right.
of you who say your answer is because you dislike this, that, and the other
Right.
about Black women,
Right.
it just opens up the whole conversation about beauty standards and privilege, and even you mentioned the white hair, these things that feel exotic.
This is the thing where I said the thing is funny. I honestly believe none of the Black men that date outside their race is necessarily about beauty standards. It's about personality. It's about how the woman treats him, not because of beauty standards. I've said this before. I think most Black men, or all Black men, in my opinion, Black women are beautiful. Black women are beautiful. Beauty is not the problem. Beauty standards is not the issue. And this is the thing where this is the problem where women need to be able to comprehend. Beauty isn't the problem. Okay. Women being not European standard. No, that's not the problem. Okay. Being attractive is not the problem. It is the personality. It is 100% the personality, not how you look.
Have you had any personal experiences in either way? Because I mean, you're attracted to women, and you being a woman yourself, where you felt like that has influenced your choices, or you could see its influence on the choices of people around you?
You know what? Yes to the aesthetic piece.
Okay.
But I will even go a step further. For me, it goes like to an attitude or perceived attitude piece.
Okay.
Even most recently. Shaq, hey Shaq, I love you, but hey. So I did. No, I love Shaq, but he's part of my story.
Okay.
So I was doing a segment on the Shade Room, and I was smiling but very much confident in what I was saying, talking like I'm talking to you all. And Shaq is watching. It's like a live stream on YouTube, and he's like, "She's so pretty, but she's so mean." And I was like, "Shaq, I'm not mean. Why would you say that?" And I think there's something about Black women who are confident and solid in who they are that sometimes can be perceived as we're angry or we have an attitude or we're boisterous when we simply just believe in what we're saying. And we naturally emote differently than other races of women anyway.
Right.
So for me, it's been more of that. I'm taller.
This is a problem where it's like, instead of understanding men's point of view, women just want to put it down. This is why I've said, why Kevin Samuel constantly always said, what do the men that you want? What do the men that you want? What do they want? And this is why women like this cannot attract high value men, or they can't keep high value men, because you don't care, right? You don't care what those men want. And that is the problem. Here's a high value man in particular, Shaq, saying the problem he sees. Instead of, you know what, seeing his issue and maybe fixing it in percent, like if you were a woman that wanted him in particular, seeing his view, okay, and understanding his opinion and actually taking it to heart and maybe changing it because you want to attract said type of men. No, you want to downplay. It's like, oh, why are you doing this? That's not true. That's not true. I'm not angry and all that. No, you have to understand how people view you. If you want to attract certain type of men, you have to understand how those type of men view you. You don't need, the problem is like, why are you trying to change these type of men, how they view you? No. If you want to attract said men, you change how you go about it. And this is a thing where other races of women would do that. That is the thing. Other races of women would do that.
So I kind of have a presence about me with that. The aesthetic piece, I hadn't gotten to that point yet, to be honest with you. I haven't gotten to that point of insecurity yet because I'm still dealing with what I just talked to you about.
You don't need to get there. It's
You know
not
what I'm
like
saying? I don't want to get there, but
Yeah.
I do think sometimes just the confidence,
Yeah.
the assertiveness, it can be a little
Not wrong.
off-putting.
Intimidating.
Yeah. So I think
It's not intimidating. It's annoying. Okay? The confidence, it's like, in my personal opinion, the ego. It's the ego. Okay? It isn't intimidating. It is annoying. Men don't desire, okay, to deal with overconfident women. Okay? Men find it very egotistical. Just like women say, men that are egotistical, they are not attracted to, supposedly. Well, men aren't too. So men don't desire that. Men in general would desire more feminine, not 100% meek women, but more women that are more toned down. Okay, women that are not over emotional or over flamboyant or over, just too much. Okay, there's a way to talk to men. There's a way to talk to men that I believe a lot of black women are having a hard time with because they have that egotistical personality, that masculine personality. Okay, so that they have a problem with that.
that's the intimidation piece is what
And
I've dealt with
heard
more
that,
than
and I'm gonna let you answer. But I've even heard that specifically in the whole like comparison piece, white women being softer
Yes.
or more malleable or amicable or amenable to particularly black men leading. But also to my point earlier, it's not a whole lot of y'all left. And in the y'all that's left, how many y'all that can lead?
I don't know
It's
what
even
it
by a
is.
smaller margin. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, I
Deontay.
just think I'm listening to what you're saying, and it's like,
I've said this before, where whatever standard women has, there are plenty of men that meet that standards. Problem isn't that there aren't enough men that meet those standards. The problem is that you're not attracted to said men. That is the problem. It's never been the problem that, I can't find a man that leads. I can't find a man that makes six figures. That is not the problem. The problem is I'm not attracted to this type of man that can lead. I'm not attracted to this man that makes six figures. That is the problem that women are actually facing. Women aren't attracted to said type of men that may meet these certain types of standards. So there are plenty of men that are around.
all these attributes that black women have that people want to kind of rein in. If you was Latina, sexy. So it's like that get hard too. And also too, it's like we get, we curate our feeds on social media to our interests. So my interest, I want to see what black folks on. So I don't know what other communities doing what they talk about, but I know when it comes to men talking about women, the only people I see publicly degraded all the time, no matter what, is black women. So it's like I said, I was hyper aware of this young though, because I'm light skinned, both my sisters brown skin, dark skin. So I would just see how people would approach us like, oh my God, you got such nice hair. And we'll then look at my sister and be like, and I'm like, hold on, cuz, like, what's up? So I always been hyper aware because of the differences between me and my sisters in appearance. But I also never liked that I never liked that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But because it's like, they look like my mama. So like, I don't understand what the problem is.
Yeah.
But the louder people get when it comes to black women about like, you too loud, you too to do. And then when you compare it to other women, it just seemed like they were a little bit more contained and controlled. But like I said, when you start talking about Spanish women, then that attitude is sexy. Oh, yo, I had a Spanish girl, she was finna stab me, it was hot, like woo woo woo. That's crazy. It's crazy, right? But like seeing grown men act like that, I'm like, hey, brother, what we doing? Because it's like, I ain't saying you can't have other preferences. I'm saying I'm a Panthers fan, and if you ask me why I'm a Panthers fan, I ain't gonna say because I hate the Falcons.
Yes.
So it don't make sense.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so I want to move on to the other side of the debate, because sometimes when I see this conversation or this discourse happening on the internet, you get, but it's okay when a black woman does it, when she dates outside her race, and you were just speaking to that a little bit.
Yes.
I've been on these dating apps myself. It's hard out here for us.
That's why I got off.
And there is a prevalence of white men on them apps.
Yes.
And it's not really my thing, but it also just makes it difficult for me to have more options for my dating pool. But for you guys, like, what do you think is the difference between when it's happening amongst black women versus when it's happening amongst black men?
We don't have a lot to choose from. And then we talk about
You have a lot to choose from. You don't have a lot that you are attracted to. Why is that? Why is that key distinction? Why is that a key distinction? Because this is the problem with women. There are plenty of men out there. Plenty. The issue isn't that there aren't enough men. That's not the problem. Okay? There are actually, I believe if I remember the census correctly, I think that there are more men than women, but maybe I'm wrong with that. But again, I still say that there are plenty of men that are options out there. The problem is you're not attracted to said men, because by dating statistics, most men find most women attractive. But by dating statistics as well, most women find most men unattractive. So guess what? It's not that he's not an option, okay? It's not that he doesn't make enough, or he's not, I don't know, he's not a good man. He's not a nice man. He's not going to be a good father. It's not that he's not going to be a good husband. The problem is she's not attracted to him. Okay, well then, yeah. I mean, I wasn't quite sure, but okay, sure. There's more women than men, but not by a substantial degree. But still, again, I believe that there are plenty of men for women to choose from. But yeah, probably a lot of women will be most likely single for the rest of their life, that is the way it is. 7-1? Really? Is it that big? I didn't think that. Is the population that big? Well then, you know what? If that's true, big bars, if that's true, then there's gonna be a lot of women that's just meant to be single for the rest of their life. There's gonna be a lot of women that's just meant to be single. Interesting. I seriously. I'm sorry that black women are being disrespectful towards you. No, it's all. You know what? I just learned it's not a black woman, it's a gay man. So that's interesting. I had to go to the profile. It's not a black woman, it's a gay man. And this is, I mean, I don't want to go to, I don't want to talk about my issues with gay men, because they are really the worst of our society. But it is what it is. I don't care.
Preference, right? So if I'm a black woman who desires to date a man who has a certain faith that he practices that's in line with mine, that makes a certain amount of money,
Now you'll go there.
that has maybe a certain limit with how many children he already has.
Now you're asking for too much.
That may have never been married before, and I'm older.
Yeah.
So we down.
Does that not make it seem like she made her dating pool smaller? This is the thing why men date differently. Men don't have men don't have money restriction, right? Men, in my honest opinion, men don't even have, children restriction, because men date plenty of men date, single mothers. Men don't have education restriction. Men don't have many restrictions. In my personal opinion, I'm not saying all men, of course not all men, but a lot of men, it's beauty, and it's personality. Basically, beauty and personality. That is the main thing. It's how you look. And that's not that hard, because most men find most women attractive. So beauty standards, very easy. Most men find most women attractive. So beauty standards, very easily. And then personality. If you're feminine, if you're friendly, if you're nice, it's like, if you're caring, it's who you are inside. So really, in my honest opinion, men go about love more truly, instead of, that's why you say men love unconditionally, or men are more romantic. Men care about love more, because men care about, yes, the superficial part, the looks, which we all do, right? Man or woman, right? We all care about, looks. But men care about personality more than anything. More than how much money you make, how many kids you have, whatever else, right? Your level of education, your faith. Men don't care about the faith. So men don't give a shit about all these other shit that women do. So women purposely shrink their dating pool. Men care about who you are inside. Women have all these stipulations that a man must meet. So it's not that there aren't men out there. It's just that you don't want all these men.
Down under the floor by the time we actually vet through every and this is not, again, I'm not talking about women that are super stringent and have all these high.
That's the thing, right? Men don't. I mean, men will settle if you don't have that high of education, and don't have to make that much money. Even if you're a single mother, men will. And you know what? In my personal opinion, men don't even think about that. Men in general don't even think about, oh, I'm settling for her. No, I love her, right? That's the thing. Only women will think about they're settling for a man. Men think about, no, this woman I think she's attractive. She has a great personality. I love her. That's why I believe men are more romantic. Men care more about love. Women, right? Women care about themselves, i.e., what you can do for me, what standards you meet for me. So guess what? No duh, they can't attract high value men. Why the fuck would these men want selfish ass women? Oh, and I forgot to say, Duvall, thank you for stopping by, my brother. Thank you. I love to always recognize anyone that comes by to show love. And you know what? I recognize the ones that come by to show hate. I don't mind.
Like over the top standards.
No,
just basic things, right?
Yeah, sometimes it's not higher over the top. The bar just being held.
That's what I'm saying. So we're doing this off just basic fundamental things that we would like. A man who's into his career. Some of them still trying to figure it out. No shade, but again, if you're established, if you're high achieving, and that would go for a man. Like depending, if you may have a standard where, hey, I want to date a woman who has a passion, it's something she's really passionate about, and she's career driven. She can still be a great mom, but she has something for herself. You wouldn't date a woman that necessarily doesn't have anything going for herself.
That's real.
So when the statistics,
no, that's not real at all. Men. This is a thing where I've said this before. Men don't give a shit about women's education and career. Now, I'm not saying that men wouldn't like it, right? Men are not desiring gold diggers, bums, and leeches. No. But men understand that, you know what? If you have a job, great, right? If you have a job, awesome. If you are a productive adult, awesome. And technically you should be. You should be a productive adult. But this is the issue. Men have to pay, right? Men have to pay on a date. Men have to take care of you, bills, men have to take rent. Men know that, at the end of the day, his money is what's matter. Your money doesn't. Now, I'm not saying that men wouldn't love it, but men are in a situation where, you know what? Her money means nothing because he doesn't benefit from her money. Now, it's not necessarily a negative. It's not a negative that she has passion. She has a career. She has, education. It's not necessarily negative. It could be, but not necessarily negative. But again, it doesn't make him more attractive to her, or it is not the determining factor that makes him want to be with her. It's how she looks, how she treats him, her personality. How she looks is basically what draws him. Her personality is what keeps him. Her education, her drive, all that stuff. It's nice. It's a nice, sprinkle on a cake. But honestly, if you take that sprinkle out, still good cake. If it's a good cake at all, right? So men don't care. Men would be fine if she's a good, productive adult. She has a job. She's not a leech. She's not a gold digger. Men would love it. But this is not the world. Men understand the world. Men know that constantly, practically all women demands men pay for dates. All women demands men pay, buy gifts, spoil women, all that shit. So really, at the end of the day, what does her money do for him? What does her education do? Because here's the thing. She wants to be so educated. At the end of the day, she will quit that job to be a stay-at-home mom while you have to provide. So really, great. She was so passionate when I met her. Now that she's pregnant, she wants to be a stay-at-home mom. What the fuck is that passion for then? Right? What's that career do for me? What does that degree do for me? Nothing. I still have to provide for her.
Statistics already show it's not a lot of y'all around. Not a lot of good, solid guys around. Not a lot of guys that care about themselves enough to go to a therapist or to read a book or to go to the gym or to eat a salad. Again, we're under under the couch, and so that's part of it. It's a numbers game. You all have more choices. It just is what it is.
We have more choices because we don't disqualify people based on really things that are not important to us. Things that don't make us, honestly, it's like, in my personal opinion, women disqualify a man on his degree. I've seen women disqualify a man on how he dresses. Right? How he dresses, a woman disqualify him. I've seen a woman disqualify a man on his voice, how deep his voice is. I've seen a woman disqualify a man. He wasn't tall enough for her. I've seen a woman disqualify a man because, a certain job he has. So this is the difference. Men aren't disqualifying women because she's too tall or because of whatever stupid shit out there. Men care about if you're attractive and how you treat him. That's what men care about. Your personality and your looks. That is why men have options. But this is a thing where I want to break that also, that the ideology men have options. No. Men have only options of what they can create. Men have to go up to women to create said option. Men don't have options at all if he doesn't go up to no woman. So no, men don't have options. Women do. The issue is women disqualify all their options. This man in my DM, but he's short. This man is like coming up to me and asking me out, but you know what? He dressed like a bum. This other man is in my Instagram DM. But you know what? I seen his bio. He doesn't make $100,000. This man is in my TikTok DMs. But you know what? He has a feminine voice. So really, women have options because their options come to them. Right? So they have options. Men, we have to create said options. If men don't go out and, talk to women, he has no options. Zero. No woman is coming up to a man and asking him out. Men in general have zero options. They have to create said options. That is the difference. So that is the insanity of women. Men have to work for their options. Women do not. They sit back and just eliminate. That is all. That is what women do. So what does that really mean? It means that women purposely shrink their dating pool. So you don't have the entitlement, right? The audacity to say, you have options. No. Right? You chose to shrink your dating pool. Men have to work to gain a dating pool.
I think also too though, like, even if I am on the same like economic status as you, my options is different. I might want to go play that field for real. Like, it's like I don't work that hard. If you ain't got nobody that stayed down with you to your success, and even sometimes even when you do stay down.
That's why women don't live in reality. They live in the world that they create. This is the thing with women. Women live in a world where they are the center of it. While men, they live in reality. No man thinks he's the center of the world. No man. Or besides for top tier men, right? Besides most average men, right? They live in reality, right? Top tier men, they live in women's reality. Right? The top tier men live in a similar reality as women. Average men, they don't. They live in reality.
Down, like my options change up. I want to go explore them options because we always think it's something better going on. But I think too, my mentality about this is always like, whatever. Like, the whole conversation is like, do what you want to do, as long as it's not like, well, I'm dating white men because I hate
don't like
black men.
men.
Like, yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
then
yeah.
also too, it's just like, in like a case like Serena Williams. Serena Williams, like, the only thing I ever really heard black men compliment her about was her ass. You feel me? Everything else is like, she manly, she this and that. But she go get with the white dude. Now the white dude look crazy. He look crazy. You know what I'm saying? But he is a billionaire.
You
like,
saw the swimming
hey,
trunk picture, didn't you?
I did. Shout out look translucent.
I
You hear
didn't
me?
see the swimming trunk picture.
He look translucent. It's crazy.
Oh, don't say that.
It's a stark contrast.
Okay.
What, he like invested in this or something? No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But nah, I'm just saying, it's like, but you can't go, but then it's like, well, he do got $1 billion. And
I do think it's funny. Pretty much laughing at how white he is. Imagine if that was reversed. Laughing at how black someone is. I just like to point out hypocrisies, but you know, it is funny, I guess.
men respect money, you feel me? So it's like, well, she do got $1 billion, but you can use that as an example too. But I think also my kind of like point of view is, if you go to college, you in your career, you doing your thing, the type of people you around too, it lessens like the black man that you might want. That field do get shorter and shorter because of the war on drugs. Like, we was funneled into prison, y'all was left out here, and y'all figured it out. Like, my mama struggled working regular jobs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go the corporate route, and I'm gonna go do the corporate takeover, and that's what y'all did. That's just real. The stats is there.
But I mean, I feel like I'm trying to get an answer out of y'all that I haven't gotten yet.
Okay, come on.
When
This is the thing where it is kind of stupid. It's like blaming the war on drugs. It's like, what an idiotic thing. This is a thing where I've said this before. If women want a man of equal standing, the perfect time to find said men is during college. That is the problem with black women. They want to focus on being strong and independent and having fun during college. Other races of women, if they want, right? If they want to find a man of equal standing, a man that's, going somewhere, a man that's, close to her age, all that shit. They know that they need to find a man now, during college. And they can focus also on college as well. But they know that a man is also a priority. At least the women that want to get married. While black women, they don't give a shit. They don't care about marriage because it's not really promoted like that. It's not encouraged like that in the community. So, but what is promoted is being strong and independent, and you don't need, and you don't need no man. And you don't need no man. So, guess what? They don't find a man during college, which is the optimal time where the woman is in her prime, right? Or in her prime years, her prime beauty, and the men are, they're educated. These are educated men, right? These are men that are getting degrees, and these are men that are going somewhere. Where these men, now you build with these men. So you spend the years building with said men that are going somewhere, and then you build a life with said men. This is what other women know to do. At least the women that want to get married. Yes, and fun is, exactly, sleep around, which is just is a stupid detriment to women.
we're walking down the street and we see a black man holding hands with a white woman, we have a very particular experience.
Yes.
But when we be walking down the street, we might see a black woman with a white man. We might not have that same energy. And where is that setting?
I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes the white boys be pulling some bad. I'm talking about bad. I be like, hey.
They do.
My boy.
And once the black wife effect take over, it'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
they match.
Hey.
Honestly, I think a lot of black women, and I'll speak for myself, and I'm working through not feeling like this. If I'm walking down the street and I see a black man with a white woman, there's a weakness in him.
Ooh.
Absolutely disgusting. You don't know the people, and you have the gall to say this man is, and this is the thing, right? And I believe this is what, you know, most black women see. They're triggered by it. But this is, I always think it's funny that a lot of women are triggered by this, but they wouldn't have gone to this man, right? They wouldn't have bend the knee to this man. They wouldn't have done that. She would die alone. I think so too. Because this is the thing. It's the personality. But a lot of women don't understand. If you wanted said men that these other races of women have, you needed to fit the personality, not the beauty standard. Because most men would find most women attractive. Attraction isn't the problem. Personality is. A lot of black women will never bend the knee to a man. And that's fine. No one's promoting or forcing it. But guess what? Guess what will attract other men? Okay? Women constantly say, oh, this is the same argument women have with the passport bros. Men want to go to other women, so the submissive women or weaker women or uneducated women. No, right? Men don't give a shit if you're educated or not. Men don't give a shit if you're supposedly weak or not. No. Men care if you're feminine, if you're caring, if you're loving, if you're submissive, right? If you're more, that he is a priority. This is the problem with a lot of modern day women. They do not make a man a priority. They make themselves a priority over a man. So guess what? Why would a man, especially a man that has his shit together, want a selfish ass woman? Why?
Something in him is weak.
I want to preface this by saying, 'cause I don't think we had an opportunity to say it as much. Love is love.
Mm-hmm. Love is love. Now.
And
love
as was evidenced in our BEG draft, we just fell in love and she just happened to be white. Mm-hmm. Sometimes this happens.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's real.
Mm-hmm.
But
I believe that's most of the time, if not all the time. He's not particularly going after white women. It's just proximity and how said women treat him. Okay? It's proximity and said women treat them.
sometimes it don't. And I just want to contextualize her statement by that.
Because this is the thing. What is it? Michael B. Jordan. Okay. A while back he did an interview with a woman, right? And the woman said that, you remember when we were in, I think, high school and stuff together? He said, yeah, I do remember it. Back in high school, you called me corny. Back in high school, you were laughing at me. Back in high school, you would call me geeks and you called me names and you laughed at me. Back in high school, back in school. Now what? This is the thing where a lot of women don't understand, particularly black women. They put down men. And now when these men are at a certain position, now they desire these men. Now they think that these men are theirs or rightful or these high value men should be only theirs. When you didn't care about these men when they had nothing. Right? You didn't prioritize these men when they had nothing. But now when these men they passed the finish line, right? These men are at the finish line. Now you think that these men are yours to be with. That these men should go after you. Now that these men are at the finish line. No. The men that are with women or that have wives and all that stuff, these women prioritize these men.
Saying that.
And I appreciate you doing that because I believe the same. Mm-hmm. On the other side, I think when I see a black woman with a white man, despite all the historical context that we know that sits behind that, I think, she must have got she's tired. Like she must have got so fed up that she's getting to rest now. And again, why would that be the interpretation? Yeah. Because as I mentioned earlier, for me, I don't want to date outside my race. Yeah. But it may be my only option at a certain point, so I have to be open to the only.
Women like that, right? Well, even if she will date outside her race, will only attract terrible men, right? Will only attract terrible men. Terrible men, I'm not just saying, men that are liars, cheaters, or whatever. Men that she doesn't want. Men that she will have to settle for. Because here's her mentality. I'm going to have to date outside my race. I don't want, right, men of other race, but I'm gonna have to. I.e., I'm gonna have to settle for you. I don't want you, but I'm gonna have to settle for you. Guess what type of men that attracts? Weak men or men that will use you. That's what it attracts. You don't want me, but now you're forced. You're forced to date me. Oh, God forbid. I feel so bad for you. Yeah. Good men, right? Good men of other races don't want that shit. Don't want that shit. But, right? It's either the weak men of other races or the players of other races. Hell, you're tired? I'm ready to tap that, right? I'm ready to tap that, hit it and quit it. Or, you know what? It's the simps of other races. Okay, I can't get anyone, right? I can't get any woman, so I'm gonna simp for you, right? I'm gonna be your beta male provider, right? Oh, thank you for now wanting me. Yeah, it's either she get played by the players, or she can use the simps of other nationalities. Great. Yo, Terminator, my brother. Tonight is an amazing night. I had one hater and so many of my brothers up. So I love it. Great night tonight, right? You guys are amazing. I love you guys.
I think there are some black women, not all, because like you said, love is love.
Mm-hmm. I love it. No human power on earth can force to endure the aggravation of a black woman. It's hard. I mean, this is a thing where most people don't believe it. I've dated mostly black women. My whole dating history have been mostly black women. It's not easy. It's not easy. Right? I have some stories, so it's definitely not easy. Because this is the thing. I think black women are attractive. I think they are top level attractive. But what comes with that attraction is like, God damn, their personality is like the worst. Right? And maybe I don't know, because I've only dated one Asian woman, and most of the women I've dated were black. But my God, their personality is like, sometimes you feel less of a man when you're dating a black woman. And it's like, what top tier man, what manly man wants to feel that? So,
But there may be some black women, and they say it on social media. Girl, I tried it. Venus tried it. No, excuse me, not Venus. Serena tried it. Mm-hmm. Serena dated several high profile black men before she finally turned the corner. Mm-hmm. So I think we need to also understand and talk about those black women who have been making the effort. Yeah. And it's just not panning out. And so they have to say, you know what? I'm gonna be open to love, like for real, on a grander scale than what I think that I want for myself.
So the whole point of us having this conversation, for me, and I said it at the top of the episode, I'm quite sick of the gender wars. There's far too much going on that is affecting our community for us to be sparring back and forth about really anything, and this is a complete waste.
You're sick of it, but you're not having a man on the show to actually explain the other side. You're not. You have a panderer. Great. Right? You have a panderer, right? So really, that does what? I honestly feel like you might as well have Derek Jackson on that shit. It really, what is this? The man doesn't add much. So really, instead of, I'm sick of the gender war, but you just put one side, the feminine side. That's it. So you don't hear the issues of men. You don't hear the issues of men. But yet you're sick of the gender war, and yet you only have pretty much the issues of women, the mindset of women. That's it. Great.
Of time. It is a waste of time to be having the conversation in the way that we do online, but also there is merit to the complaints black women make about the disparity, the numbers that don't
exactly, Ivan.
Don't line up for us, on top of these ideas about preference and choice that lean into all of these beauty politics, and how from the beginning of time here in America, black women were pushed to the bottom in terms of desirability. But the point of it all, the point of us having this discussion, is to hopefully bring us to the table to have a friendly conversation discussing the importance of loving on one another, period. The fact that we have to compete and fight each other for love romantically is a product of white supremacy. We are doing exactly what they want us to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, it hurts me to see us pick up their tools and beat each other with it.
Great. Again, instead of taking accountability, you are blaming the white man. You're blaming the white man for what you're doing. Absolutely zero accountability. Absolutely zero self-reflection. Maybe it's not the white man. It's your attitude. It's your personality. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's you instead of the white man. And this is the problem, all right? You don't have a man to actually give a point of view. You don't. What you do is just you this is the problem with a lot of women talks, where you said you're sick of the gender war, fine. Yet you have an echo chamber. That's it. That's it. You sit in an echo chamber and you don't listen to men's point of view. You don't listen to men's point of views. So really, you're not really ending or trying to, fix the gender war. You're just perpetuating it.
Black media, I'm disappointed because we perpetuate those narratives. We repost. Mm-hmm. We allow the arguing in the comments. Mm-hmm. We do all of that. That's us doing that.
Yeah.
When we have all these other opportunities to showcase Black love.
Yeah.
It exists. It exists more than we even allow it to up top, because we're so busy funneling our content the same way that mainstream white media is doing it. Mm-hmm. Black love is so important.
Yo, Ezra, my brother. I agree.
It means the world, at least to me.
God, I have some of my brothers here in tonight. I love it. I love this. Thank you, everyone. Please like the live if you haven't, right? It's helpful.
Something that I desire for my life. Yeah. I'm grateful that I get it from my father and my uncles and my cousins and my mentors that are men. And I have such good male friends too, such good Black male friends. And whenever I have those moments where I'm frustrated about, man, I wish these guys would get it together, I think about them. And I'm like, God, thank you so much for loving me enough to give me good examples. Yeah. So with that said, it's energizing. And I don't know where I would be in my life if I didn't have it in the capacity, whether it was with my father or my friends or my loved ones in my family. I just want us to do better. Yeah. But I think in order for us to change these narratives or showcase Black love in the way that I think we should, we have to start listening to each other's hearts. And I don't think we have maturity right now on a grander scale to do that.
Everything that we love about Black culture is a product of Black love. So you're not here without Black love. Right. You know, when your two Black parents, and it's everything we love about who we are is a product of Black love. We all are hurt. There's systemic factors that cause our hurt. There's isolation that come with our community.
I agree. I mean, soft life is not really for them.
Causes infighting between us. And the thing is like, I don't want to admit that I might have hurt you worse than you hurt me. So I'm going to bring up every time you hurt me like, nah, but I'm hurt too. But it's like, we all hurt. It's straight. Right. We good. We all hurt. And a big part of that hurt is because we ain't left alone. So it's all these outside factors. It's all these other communities hating on this, but we left with each other in proximity to each other. And who do you take your pain out on? You feel what I'm saying? So I think that a big part of it is get outside.
It is. Tonight's a great night. All my brothers are here tonight. So many of my brothers are here tonight. I love it. Thank you everyone for stopping by. It's amazing, right?
For real, like, I'm not speaking from Deontay Kyle, the media guy, the podcaster. I'm telling you, since I was a little boy, Black women love me. And I ain't never experienced no different. Black women hurt my heart, broke my heart. I done been cheated on. I done cheated on some of them. I done dished out just as much pain as I done received. But you gotta be real about that. And the thing is like, I don't wanna be nowhere else, so what we tripping for? Like, if you wanna be somewhere else, go somewhere else and stay out of our business.
When I tell you, that's it.
If you don't like Black women and you a Black man, then when we start talking about Black love, stay out of our business.
Stay out.
Yeah. That's stupid. No, that's not how, you shouldn't be like that. This is the thing where, stop it with that shit. Because this is the problem where so many people cannot accept criticism, Can't accept point of, because this is the thing. Again, you want an echo chamber. That's the thing. You want an echo chamber. And that is the problem where you can't fix anything when the people around you say exactly the same thing you are. So what is that doing? Why is this man, okay? When I say this, why is this man, not him in particular, but he said, oh, a man that dates outside his race. Why is he not dating black women? How about listen to that? How about understand? This is the problem with a lot of women and pandering men. They are in an echo chamber. How the men that you want, understand, what does he want? Why are these men like this? Why is that like that? Understanding whys, understanding the questions are very important. Stop saying, oh, because he's white, I don't want to know him. I don't want to know his opinion. Because he's Asian, I don't want to know his opinion. Because he's black, but he dates outside his race, I don't know his opinion. Why is the one group that constantly promote diversity, but does not want diversity of mindset, diversity of ideology? Why is that? Why is that? Because I honestly believe it's a mirror that will be held up to you that you don't want to see. That is the problem. That is the problem. We have too many people, right, in everything that just wants to be an echo chamber. That just want to be an echo chamber. Because here's the thing. I will always say this. I will always say this. Never agree with anyone 100%. Not me, not anyone in the men's content, not anybody. Make your own decision. Don't be a sheep. That's the thing. Don't be a sheep. Have your own point of views. Right? I will always celebrate. If you have a different point of view of me, come up. I'm ready. I mean, I would love to understand. I'm always open, right? Always have an open mind to understand other people's point of view, to listen to other people's logic. And if it sounds logical to me, I can always change my logic, right? I could always change my point of view. That's the thing where we need to be able to listen to other people. This is the problem with it. Oh, you have a different point of view, you're an incel. Insult, you're gay, you're fat, you're ugly, all that shit. Instead of, you know what? How about listen to what I said instead of insult me? How about listen to what I said instead of, you know what? Think that, oh, this man is Asian, I don't want to listen to him. How about listen to what I said? Oh no, because this man is black, but he dates outside his race, I don't want to listen to him. Stupid shit.
We talking to each other. If you don't want to be in the black community, if you don't believe in black love, if you don't appreciate the sacrifices that were made just for you to be here to type on your phone about your hatred, then stay out of our business. And then we'll be straight. Because it is.
This is stupid too. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but a lot of black people, their genealogy is mixed. They have some, like, this is the thing where I hate this thing where, oh, black love and all that shit. Because this is the thing. We are humans. Human. I hate the need to, segregate all of us. I hate the need for that. This is why one of the things that, as an Asian man, I promote the, I'm here to, talk about the issues my black brothers go through. But I also talk about the issues my white brothers go through, my Asian brothers go through. I talk about the issues of what men go through. I don't give a shit about your race. I only care about what kind of person you are, if you are a good man or not. That is what I care about. I'm not loving, I'm not feeling or mirroring a black woman if I'm repulsed by behavior, disposition, or attitude. Exactly. I have no obligation to be with a woman. She's the same color as I am, or just because my mom is. This is the thing, exactly. I do not care what skin tone you have, right? What color you have. I hate this shit. This is what pander, right? This is what race baiters care about. I care about what type of person you are. All right? This is why I've said this. I don't support all men. I support good men. I don't support all men. I support good men. I'm pro good men. All right? That's the shit I do. Yes, it's just a shaming tactic. This is the thing where I support good men. That's it.
It's on the echo chamber on the internet for sure.
Absolutely.
It's worse on the internet. It's real in real life. I be feeling it.
Yeah.
But
it's absolutely.
we don't
much
treat
worse
each other
than
like
that.
that.
I want to thank y'all so much for this conversation. It was
Thank
beautiful. And like so many things when it comes to love and identity and community, there are no easy answers, just layers to unpack and truths to sit with. So a big thank you once again to Deontay, Kyle, and Sheree Nicole for bringing your honesty, insight, and lived experience.
Really? The man said nothing. The man literally said nothing. Like, seriously, the man didn't really give a man's point of view. He said nothing. Absolutely useless. Because this man is a race baiter, right? So yes, he's a big race baiting panderer. So if you're not talking about race, he ain't gonna say shit. Absolutely idiotic.
To the table today. These are the kinds of conversations that push us forward, even when they get uncomfortable. We'll be back with more.
What conversation did you have was uncomfortable? Literally, you are in an echo chamber. Yo, dope. What's up, my brother?
On the People's Brief.
When my husband and I created the Black Love docuseries, it was important for us to include interracial couples for a couple of reasons. Number one, we wanted to be able to show Black people being loved on. The other thing that was really important was that we know countless people who are biracial. And what we never wanted to do was to tell those people that their experiences, that their culture, their heritage.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. People talk about Black love, but Black women delete the most children. And here's the thing where, in my honest opinion, Black women help promote the toxic masculinity they talk about. This is the thing. How many times, personal opinion, how many times you've seen it where Black women put down geeky men? They put down the geeky Black men. They put down the awkward Black men. They put down the nerdy Black men. I just told you about the Michael B. Jordan thing, okay? This is the thing where if you're not a thug, if you're not like stereotypically masculine, they will put you down, okay? They will put you down. And I think it's a sad part because I honestly believe a lot of good men are maybe the awkward type, maybe the geeky type, maybe the nerdy type, but they're not desired, which is a sad thing in my opinion.
That their parents are invalid, that women, because white women, for example, are easier. That's just a harmful thing to say about a whole community of women who historically have had your back. For me and my husband, as we created a platform and a universe around Black love, it was because we know that if our community sees examples, real examples, honest examples, vulnerable examples of happy, loving husbands and wives and mothers and fathers and folks just dating, then we can achieve that for ourselves if that's what we want. At the end of the day, what's important to me and for my community is that we are being loved on, that we are being loved, we are in happy, healthy relationships. And number one, I want our people to know that they deserve that sort of love. They deserve romantic love and to build family.
This is a thing where it's fine if you want to promote community, right? But a segregated mindset, I don't like that. I love to promote unity. I don't give a shit what your skin tone is. I care about your personality. I care about who you are. So for me, I will always fight against this need to just focus on your skin tone, focus on your people. In my personal opinion, when I was growing up, I've always gravitated more to Black people because I felt like they weren't such the mindset where segregated, right? Where they didn't exclude people. So, but I feel like nowadays more than ever, it's counterintuitive. It's not like that at all. It's very segregated. It's all about just, I care about my community. I don't care about everyone else. I think it's sad.
Families. But number two, it's unproductive for why? Because for centuries, we have been told that we weren't worthy of love. Our families have been ripped apart intentionally. It shows that we're more alike than we are different. But at the end of the day, that we're going to ride for each other and that we are going to have each other's backs.
I'm just a girl who's chronically online, and I see the ways in which interracial dating is being used as fodder in the unproductive, really quite regressive, and even aggressive sometimes, downright stupid gender wars within our community. Women of all races being pitted against one another, men denigrating and degrading women, and women being the perfect angel babies I know they can be. No notes, ladies. Nah. But for real, all sides are guilty of stoking the flames of this never-ending debacle that I wished only had online ramifications. Listen, me and Dr. Umar are ideologically unaligned on pretty much everything, but my man really get into his bag when it's time to talk about Black solidarity. Y'all love to run that it's not that deep into the ground, but I'm here to tell you, unfortunately, friends, it is. This conversation has implications that are far more reaching than just preferences and Twitter fingers. It's about the severely lacking cultural commitment in our communities. Black people are our most powerful when we are united, and this ardent divisiveness is simply doing the white man's work for him. Amen?
It's always the white man. It's always, this is the thing where it's always blaming the white man. You know, I've had hundreds of videos where the white man is not in it. The white man is not the problem. Okay? Men have said it. Black men have said it. But yet, no. You want to blame the white man. Okay, cool. It's never the black woman. It's not the black woman. Right? It's not women that are the problem. It's not women that are a problem. It's the white man. It's racism. Because this is the issue that you see this in all demographics. Men are dealing with feminism in all demographics. Men are dealing with aggressive, combative, annoying women in all demographics. White women, Asian women, Indian women, black women. Men of all races are dealing with the same shit, right? The same feminist ideology. It's not the fucking white man that's the issue. It is women. Women are they're being poisoned by this ideology. Men have not changed. Women have. Men have only adapted. So it's not because of the fucking white man. Stop blaming everyone else but yourself. You know, she made a video recently on IG after people were getting on her. In the video, she said, "Stop blaming black women for dating white men because white men treat her." Really? I'm gonna look to that. That would be funny. That would be funny as shit. And that is the thing, right? It's like, seriously, the audacity to say that. I mean, if that's true, the audacity to be like that. And this is the thing. So, and this is why I hated the Deontay Kyle guy. He literally did nothing. Why have a man when you can't get men's point of view? Why? It was pointless, right? He was a panderer, so he had nothing to say. He had nothing to add. He couldn't give a man's point of view because honestly, he's a panderer. Absolutely shitty. But what do you guys think?